Welcome to the dork forest. Jackie and her pals will never bore us. Shameless confessions
about our obsession
will make us laugh and smile. So let's explore the dork forest and dork out for a while.
Hey, it's Jackie Cation. Welcome to the Dork Forest. You know the websites, JackieCation.com, dorkforest.com, thedorkforest.com. You know what I bought? FamilyPetAncestry.com, just because it made me laugh. Because you want to know if your cat came over on the Mayflower. That's what I like to say. Anyway, the credits. Mike Rickberg composed and sang this theme song to the Dork Forest. He sings it with his girlfriend, Sarah Cohen. At the end of the program, he sings the Mexican Hat Dance, lyrics that he made up. Patrick Brady's going to fix this audio. Hooray! And Vilmos does my website, JackieCation.com. JackieCation.com, by the way, is available for all of your merch needs. If you were to need a Dork Forest t-shirt, a Ranger of the Dork Forest t-shirt, all union made in America, so they run big because they're made by Americans. And shipping is included, so they're, I believe, $25 for a t-shirt, and I think it might be $30 internationally. And then all of my CDs are there. Circus People, It's Never Gonna Be Bread, and the new one, This Will Make an Excellent Horcrux. Along with a DVD is available, This Will Make an Excellent Horcrux. AllThingsComedy.com/JackieCation has a $5 download of essentially that same DVD. The only thing different about the hard copy of the DVD is there's a bonus track. There's a DVD extra. Anyway, you can order all that stuff at the store page on JackieCation.com. There's an Amazon banner on the front page of JackieCation.com, which is a portal into Amazon. Then you just order regular like you do at Amazon, and I get a kickback for your purchases. So if you want to support the show that way, that is also an exciting way. Exciting? Whatever. And other than that, I usually ask for donations, but it is December, and so it's the holiday I enjoy is Christmas. If you enjoy Hanukkah, happy Hanukkah. Kwanzaa, solstice, I hope all of it. If you're an atheist, I hope you get your laundry done. That's my joke about this time of year. Anyway, but what I'm saying is don't donate to the Dork Forest in December. What you should do is find a food bank in your neighborhood. Google the words food bank and the name of your town, city, or village, and there will be a food bank. I promise you there will be. And give them the 10, 20, or $100 that you were going to throw at the Dork Forest, and they will buy people a sandwich, and it will be nice. Anyway, there's going to be an ad. It's going to be Joe Wilson's ad. I love that. And then there's going to be a show. So thanks a lot for tuning in. Let's do this.
Hello, Rangers. My name is Joe Wilson, and some of you might recognize my voice from the first 2 years of the Dork Forest when I co-hosted with Jackie. I left the forest to tell stories, and I'd like to tell you one. This story is both a live-action series and a graphic novel. The live-action series has cast members like Marcia Wallace, who was the voice of Edna Krabappel on The Simpsons, Kirsten Van Ness, who you might know as Penelope Garcia on Criminal Minds. The story is about Don, a hitman who dies, does the whole light at the end of the tunnel thing, and hears the voices of people he killed, and comes back to life very inspired not to die. Ever. So he arranges to become a vampire, and never planned on biting his wife, but then he got hungry, and his wife bit her mother, who is now moving in for eternity. Vampire Mob. It's a comedy, a drama, has a little action, a lot of swearing, and you can watch and read it right now for free at vampiremob.com. Thanks. I hope you enjoy it. vampiremob.com.
Hello, Rangers of the Dork Forest. Jackie Cation here, sitting in...
There should be horns when you call.
There should be.
Call forth the Rangers of the Dork Forest.
+1 and 2 initiative to everybody who knows what it means. Let's do it. I'm sitting in my living room here in Van Nuys with Ngaio Bealum. Ngaio, it
That's
is...
me. Ngaio, actually.
Ngaio.
I probably should have told you that in the pre-show notes.
Oh,
it's like one rooster. Well, you're from the Midwest, so it almost has to be Ngaio.
Ngaio. It's like Mbele. You know the Mbele people? You know the Mbele people.
Sure.
But it's Ngaio.
Ngaio was his name.
I used to do telemarketing. I'm slightly. It used to be one of my mad skills is that I could pronounce people's names correctly. So when slightly off, that's small amount of shame.
It's so close though. Like
it's pretty darn
if
close.
I had answered the phone and you said, "Is Ngaio Bealum there?" I would not have pegged you for a telemarketer.
That's right. You would be like, "Oh, this is probably someone who knows who's
maybe someone's calling with a gig."
Exactly.
Right? Oh, you're close enough for gig talk.
Exactly.
Yeah,
it's
the telemarketers and the collection agents are always like, "Is Ngaio Bealum around?"
Bealum.
He's not here.
He is not here.
He's clearly gone.
So
with your money.
But on Twitter, it's NGAIO 420.
Yes, because
what does that 420 stand for?
There's
I wonder?
419 other
there's
Ngaios.
Is that how it happened?
Well, if you ask my grandma.
Oh, there you go.
I'm kidding.
So
she's dead.
And you didn't kill her.
No. Natural causes is what it was actually ruled.
Right. And
you
what
can't
it was
choke
ruled.
on your own vomit.
Exactly. Oh, Jesus H. Christ. You may not know this, but Ngaio does a little stand-up comedy.
I've been known.
You've been known. You're a Sacramento comic, right?
Yeah, well, that's where I live now. I was originally a San Francisco comic.
Yeah.
So I was an LA comic for a small amount of time.
And it's all Bay Area anyway. I mean, it's about an hour away, right?
Hour
Isn't
and
it?
a half.
Yeah.
It's pretty close. Close enough.
Right. So you have, let's get the business out. If people want to follow you on the Twitter, it's Ngaio 420. And
Yes.
then the 420 Friendly Comedy Special is on iTunes or Video on Demand.
Yeah.
Where's it on Video on Demand if you don't have a website?
You can go to if you don't have a
you don't have a website.
It's
like
on
not,
the what's the Cox? Is it Cox something or other?
I know that sex is one of your
who's
doorsteps,
listening?
But who's cock?
COX Cox.
There we go. Whose cock are you talking about?
Who's listening to a podcast that doesn't know how to get on the internet? That's my question.
Oh, everybody knows how.
If you could download a podcast, you're probably on the internet already.
In other words, they have a better idea of how to get to it than I do.
Right.
Is what
if
you're saying.
you just put 420 Friendly Comedy Special in your magic box, and it says, "Did you mean the 420 Comedy Special?"
not one of the series of 420 comedy specials that are out there. And then your CD is called Weed and Sex.
Yes.
And New Year's Eve, you're playing the Punchline. In
Special early show, 7:30.
7:30
for old people and pre-funkers.
Oh, that is nice. Who want to continue to party elsewhere.
Right. They're like, do you want to do both shows? I was like, you know what? I'll just do the early show if I have an option. Then I can go do some things my own self.
Exactly. You could fall over in a heap. My own New Year's Eve.
Or pass out in a cloud of smoke.
I wonder if this will go up before New Year's Eve. I hope so. If it isn't, where are you going to be in January? Where are you going to be in January?
Good. Your guess is as good as mine.
Follow him on Twitter. Follow him on Twitter and he'll tell you.
I'm going to be in Reno and Carson on the 29th and
Carson
30th.
City.
Yes. I'm going to be at the TDF Casino on January 15th.
Excellent. Put $1 on red for me.
You got it. Have you played the TDF Casino for Pat Wilson up there?
For Pat Wilson.
Yeah, I'm old school like that.
Pat Wilson and I had a small falling out where she offered me a bunch of gigs, and this is probably 15 years ago.
Sure, we've been at it a long time.
Sure. She had gigs outside of Seattle, but no hotels. And so I said yes. Broke off to do the math again, called her right back within 15 minutes, and she said, if you cancel these gigs, I can't book you anymore.
15 minutes, Pat.
I was like, 15 minutes, and I said, that's probably okay if you don't have any hotel rooms.
If you can't cover my expenses, we're not.
Right, because I can't afford to do your work.
Yeah.
I think that you seem very nice, but I cannot.
It's all merchandising and casual sex. That's how you can afford to go. You just got to meet a dude with a couch.
It's a party. Sweet.
Sell some merch. Scratch on someone's couch. It's like punk rock. It's like punk rock in the 80s. That's how you do one-nighters.
That's how I did one-nighters in the 80s.
That's what I'm saying.
I'm good not doing those again anymore.
Man.
We're pushing the 5-0 here. I can't deal.
Yeah.
So, but what I like is, let's talk about. We can talk about comedy. Comedy's always fun. But let's go backwards. You sent me a list of dorkdoms that made me laugh.
Oh,
I like that. Sex was the last one. Let's start from the back and go forward.
Is that how you do it?
Boom. Boom.
Hardworking and earnest.
Tab A. Slot A, my friend. That is
the fucking manual. Is that what you're saying?
That is what I'm saying. There's a sheet with a hole in it. No, it's not that bad, but I am hardworking and earnest. How about yourself? What do you like about the sex? Do you like the
whole thing?
Do you like putting the pokey bit into the softer bit?
I like to smoke the weed and then have the sex. Do the smoky pokey.
Oh, smoky pokey.
Sure.
It's okay. That's right, because weed is next on our
My album's called Weed and Sex.
Right. And Ron Funches was just talking about it. I thought we could do some comparative.
He was talking about weed and sex. Ron and I have never had weed and sex together.
Well, that is really for the best.
I'm not above it.
No, and he's very handsome. Are you?
Yes.
And the two of you with the spooning and the cuddling.
There's a lot of facial hair involved, though. I feel like there'd be a lot of hair, a lot of fur balls or something.
But that's
maybe fur balls is his nickname from college. I don't know. Ron Furballs Funches.
Furball Funch. The weird thing is that I wonder about because menfolk who are with other menfolk
I'm straight, by the way, but it does. It's
so
not that
far,
there's anything wrong with it.
Right. And
I'm 46. I'm pretty sure I know where I'm standing.
It's going to be a go-to. That's going to be the.
I'm not like, if I'm not married by 55, I'm shack up with some dude. I'm not at that point in my life.
I actually said to my brother,
some 80-year-old dude who thinks I'm hot.
Could be.
You never know.
Oh, you're looking for an older guy to buy your sweaters?
I'm just saying, never say never.
You're right. So far, straight. And you enjoy the heterosexual sex.
I enjoy the heterosexual
Why do you
sex.
consider that a dorkdom, as you have some cashews? By the way, if you're allergic to nuts, there's nuts. There's nuts in the cashews.
Nuts in the cashews?
Yeah, the cashews have nuts in them.
Thank you for pointing that out.
No problem.
I was worried. Are these nuts nut free?
These are nut free nuts. And then this dark chocolate is dark chocolate. Just so you know. And this has, if you're allergic to salt.
And it has sea salt.
That has sea salt in it.
I'm worried about my high blood pressure. So maybe I should lay off the sea salt caramels.
The sea salt caramels. That's where it falls apart.
That's right. No salt on my tequila shot, please. Because hypertension kills black people.
I know. It's so sad. Any number of things kill black people right now is what I'm saying.
Hypertension.
Exactly. I'm like, we're talking about killing black people now.
Right. We were talking about sex.
Yeah, let's go back to
Not with dead
sex.
black people.
Dead black
unless
people,
that's your thing.
unless that's your dorkdom, is...
I always feel bad for people whose kink is surprising people with their kink.
Oh, right.
How do you can't negotiate that. But I like to surprise you with my freakiness.
Oh, that is weird. Right. You might want to have a little bit of a dialogue.
Be like, be ready.
Be ready. I'm going to take this stuffed animal out that has a squeaky toy in it, and I like to have it to be shoved in my ear.
Your ear?
What? Sure, I don't know.
Sure.
I'm just making things up. Oral with an A.
Oral. You
boom,
see how we do
boom.
that?
I see what happened
nuts
there.
Nuts in your nuts.
That was very funny. I laughed against my will. So talk to me briefly about...
I prefer my laughs to be consensual. I really do.
Right. So,
I put something in your coffee, by the way. Jell-O pudding.
Jello. Oh, see, and we're back.
See how we did that?
We're back to negative things are happening in my brain once Jello pudding gets.
Is this the
up.
dork forest or the dark forest?
It is.
It's the dark dork forest.
This particular episode.
Speaking of dark dorks, back to sex.
We're only 10 minutes in. We're good.
We got time.
We got time to. Why is sex your dorkdom? Why did you list that?
Because people should talk more about it. People have told me that my act is somewhat sex positive.
Oh, really?
And I hadn't even really thought about that. I was just talking about sex and things I like. I've been accused. Like a lady came up to me after a show once. She's like, "You just want to smoke pot and get laid." I was like, well, I kind of want everybody to smoke pot and get laid, not just me.
Nice.
You're describing some selfishness to me.
Right.
Right. I'm a giver.
You're a
and
giver.
you're going to take it.
That's it. And consensually.
Consensually after negotiations.
After small negotiations, would you like this joint?
Compromise.
Would you enjoy this penis? These types of things.
Right.
Excellent.
Sometimes this is the joint and the joint, I suppose.
The joint and the boom.
No one says joint as a euphemism for penis anymore.
I must have missed that memo when the joint was a.
I think that's even back during my dad's day.
Okay.
Right.
It is.
Joint.
It is bendy.
And cock used to be, it was interchangeable for either sex, but now it has come to be more known as
the male member?
The male member.
The male member. Yeah, and I said the word cock earlier. I don't say the word cock a lot, but I was like, he said cocks, and then I went
said
cock.
cocks, and you had to do it because it's for the joke. Right.
Exactly.
We all do things we wouldn't ordinarily do for the joke. That's kind of in our nature.
So your material about sex, is it now you say you talk about sex.
Yeah.
So do you talk about the variety of different kinds of sex? What's premise wise? You can do punchlines. I don't care, but you can tell me premises.
I encourage people to get laid.
Okay.
I'm like, really, you should have sex. Like Richard Pryor said, getting some pussy beats having a war.
Okay. True.
Right.
Okay.
And then I offer some sex tips.
Oh, then there's sex tips.
There's sex tips. We find the G spot. We do some things.
Okay. So there's searching for orgasm.
We discuss safe words. There's
there you go. Did you know that Barry Manilow's safe word is apricot? Did you know that?
How did you know that?
I don't know how Maria Bamford told me that, but she must have heard that from somebody because I heard it down down the causeway. Someone was like, "Hey, did you know that Barry Manilow?" Someone must have told her that because then she told me that, and then I've been telling everyone.
I think that's just an internet rumor.
Oh,
have you gone to Snopes?
I have not gone to Snopes.
Apricot. Can you say that through a ball gag?
Oh, it's true. It depends.
Yeah, all right, sounds close enough.
Right, as long as you enunciate. So,
If you like it, I'd say Oh, well, see, it could be misconstrued.
right, it could be. It could sound like you wanted, yes, I'm having a great time.
Right. I thought you said start slacking off.
Apricot. Yeah, I don't know how to do that with a ball gag in.
Well, let's practice. What time's your husband home?
Exactly. He'll be home any minute. Ladies and gentlemen. So what else?
What else about sex?
Yeah.
What's not to like about sex? I think.
What do you like about it? That's the entire show. By the way, you talk about the thing that you like. I don't mean to put the pressure on you. And we can move to science fiction books. There you go.
No.
It's your show, man.
It's my show. I came to your house. Sensuality
Okay.
is the key. I think a lot of people forget about pleasure and enjoying sensations and sharing. Like I say, it's a team sport, right? So you're kind of communicating. You're working together with somebody.
Okay.
You're doing some things. There's some give and take. You figure it out. You're paying attention. It's a zen thing also for me, right? Like comedy is very zen, or basketball is very zen, or shooting an arrow.
Right.
It's concentration. You're in the zone.
Right.
Right? Your breathing's good.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
You're feeling it. You're like in it, but you're still kind of detached in the back from it. You know what I'm talking about? Like, oh, yeah, this is great. I'm going to do this. Oh, wow, she did that. That's the kind of thing I like. I like the interplay.
Okay. And is it different from one night stands to relationship kind of situation? I mean, in a one night stand, it's got to be a little bit more. I mean, how does the sensuality show up in a one night stand situation?
Well, I mean,
all of my one night stands, I've hammered, lying there,
yeah,
and waiting for something to happen, and me doing my damnedest to be party to it.
If someone is completely smashed and trying to throw it to me, I generally will not accept it.
Because there's not enough in it, right?
There's not enough in it, and it's a lot of.
It's more of a job than anything else.
Yeah,
you might as well go masturbate.
Where's the give and take?
Yeah, there's not.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah. And also, it's tricky. Can drunk people give consent? Are you taking advantage of somebody? Like, if I know you and we've been hanging out for a while or something, and you get hammered and you still want to do it, sure, because I've had permission before or whatever, and I know you're like that.
But you just meet somebody.
If I just met you and you're super hammered and you're
just like, nah, I feel like doing something, and there's not enough words. There has to be words. There has to be like genuine consent going on.
I'm a sapiosexual, so
what's that mean?
You're turned on by thoughts and minds and brains, right? So that's really.
So you want to have the conversation?
I like to chop it up.
Okay.
Right? Yeah.
All right. Yeah.
I mean, you don't even have to. I'm old. I don't even have to have the sex. Just the idea that some sex might occur in the
is
future.
Enough to really excite you?
Yeah. Listen, I'm not trying to brag. I don't have any problems getting laid. So.
No.
I'm a comic.
Right.
And I got enough self-esteem issues to keep me promiscuous for a long time.
Okay.
So,
right.
Safely and honestly.
Sure.
Don't get it twisted.
No. Yeah.
You can edit that out,
no
right?
Judge.
No, I'm kidding.
And no judgment. I mean, I'm like,
why would you judge?
The thing is it's like, if your life is about enjoying your life, it'd be like someone saying, what I really like to do is I like to eat an entire shrimp ring. I like to get myself a shrimp ring and knock myself out. And you're like, well, you're a consenting adult. Do you have $12.99? Then you go do whatever you want, right? So you're
buy some extra lemons because they don't give you enough lemons on the plate.
There's never enough cocktail sauce, and so you get with it.
A little horseradish in my cocktail sauce.
That is nice. That is nice. So, but I mean, yeah. So I don't. But there's so much of a difference in trying to really have that sensual experience with a one night stand versus when you have sex over and over and over again with the same person, and you're like, hey, that was fun yesterday. Let's try this thing today, right?
That's true. That's true. But I'm really. All right, we're gonna talk about myself a little bit here.
Let's do it.
Odd thing.
I believe in you. Safest space in the world, by the way.
You're right.
Literally,
thousands of listeners. Is the safest space in the world.
Everybody is super supportive. Yes.
I even forgot what I was talking about. The way I am.
Yeah.
And this is not for everybody.
Right. It's your.
It's that. What's the Ricky Nelson song? I'm a traveling man. I made a lot of stops.
Yeah.
So I got FWBs all over the wherever.
Which is fuck buddies of some sort, right?
Friends with benefits.
Friends with benefits. Okay,
Right.
yeah.
Yeah.
I went with an F and a B. I forgot the W. I was
Right.
like,
Fucking
what-
with black guys. No.
but friends with benefits, and so you guys, you essentially have recurring people that you make love to as you travel and do stand-up comedy.
Sometimes we fuck, but yes.
Yes. Okay. Yeah. So-
Yeah.
okay.
So,
So
you
there
can,
is
you can
recurring-
sometimes explore and things like that too.
Yeah.
There's a connection, right?
Yeah.
You know, it's just something to do.
Yeah.
It's fun, and some people are like that. Some people like to be monogamous and hang out with the same person forever, do something, and some people like to
Mix it
ramble
up
all
and-
over, and some people like to have a few. Well, humans are humans, man. It's great.
Right. It is. I think it's interesting because, like, the number of times that my one night stand situation was not great.
Sure. Was it like a 3-year period in the early 90s where you thought you'd try it for a while?
I think we gotta go 84 to 2000.
Who was president? Jackie?
1998. I would say
That's a pretty good run.
Yeah,
actually.
that's
14 years is a pretty good run.
That's a pretty good run. But the thing is I didn't do it a lot because I'm not really good socially.
Sure.
And, men often say women can get laid whenever they want. But you really can't because you have to make a conscious decision to take your life into your own hands to sleep with a stranger.
That's the challenge.
And so you have to go, I don't care.
A safe stranger, though. Perhaps someone who
you
is
get the
slightly
good-
famous and is leaving town tomorrow.
Right. But you got to look for a good vibe, right? I mean, you got to look for
You gotta have
a positive
It's
vibe.
connection, right.
And
it's way more intimate for, I feel, I mean, I'm not trying to mansplain or anything, but
No.
I feel like it's way more intimate for women because you're actually letting someone in.
right, very much
It's a
so.
whole different mindset.
Which is what I think is fascinating of, like, because supposedly, gay men, this is just a theory I've heard, are often very promiscuous. And
Because they're dudes.
because dudes and so they are often letting a man in,
Yeah.
and how dangerous is that? And I wonder, next dork for us, we talked to a gay man who's a bottom. Ladies and gentlemen, let's
Nice.
get just anybody out there. Anyway,
I'm
so-
sure you'll
I'm
get some
sure
phone
someone
calls
is.
or
It'll be-
emails or
sure,
Twitter
Jackie at
ads.
JackieCation. It'll be fine. But
Jackie at
it's
JackieCation.
.com. That's
com.
my email address.
There you go.
So
Ngaio420 at whichever.
Gmail or Yahoo or
Yahoo.
AOL.
Yahoo. Use the
okay,
Yahoo
there.
one.
Don't use don't use Comcast.
No.
Anyway, so
Right.
yeah, but because it is like I met a guy one time who told me that he had sex 9 times in one night, and I was
That's
like,
a lot. How do you do that?
well, and I was like, well, so you
Was he
came
15?
9 times. He was, I think, 32 at the time. So
Did he
maybe
come all 9 times?
he told me he did. And I was like, that is some gutsy stuff, brother. Because I don't think that's, and then I talked to like women. So there was a woman I met not long ago. The reason this I was reminded because the guy thing was probably 15 years ago that he told me this. But this woman told me that she had 32 orgasms in a night. Yeah.
I believe that more than I believe some guy came 9 times.
Really?
What's the old joke?
What is the old joke?
There's the guy from Utah. He's got 16 wives, and every night he makes love to every single one of his wives. And so
Okay.
some agent from New York hears about this. He's like, hey, I got a plan. We're going to put you on Broadway. You bring the wives out. You bang every single one of them.
We'll make $1 million.
We'll make $1 million every
Yeah.
night, right? You do this every night. It's crazy.
Right.
So they rent the hall, everything, boom, 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 boom. Place is packed. Everybody wants to, does this guy really do this? This is crazy.
Right.
He barely gets through 4 wives before he's done and he's tired.
Right.
And the agent comes running up to him after the show. Dude, what the hell? What happened? What the fuck? What's going on? He goes, I don't know, man. It all went well in rehearsal today.
Oh, hilarious. I see what happened there.
You
Hey,
see?
boom.
See how you do that? Boom. Maybe you don't dress rehearse that show.
Yeah, you do not dress rehearse that
Maybe
show.
you just go.
'cause that
Maybe
guy-
it's really like an improv or
Do you know
a podcast.
Bill Dwyer's joke about Mormons, 16 wives?
No.
He's like, I just want one more. I know it'll ruin the bunk bed situation, but I just want 17 wives. And there's a lot more to it. There's a lot
Matt
more to
Weinhold
that
used to
joke.
do a bit about
Oh, yeah?
having
love-
more than one wife. It's like, how does it? All I can imagine is just walking around all day going like, "Are you mad? Why are you mad? What are you upset about?
Oh,
Hey,
yeah.
What's wrong with you? And why are you upset? And what do we need to talk about? And why are you mad?"
I think that is prior to Matt Weinhold meeting his current wife.
Sure. He was a little upset more in the early '90s.
Yeah, in the early 90s, I think that things weren't working out with the ladies.
You know, you learn to pick them a little better for the long termers once you get older.
I think so. I always think about like people who they're because I heard some guy do a joke the other night. He said, women women just don't want men to be happy. And I was like, who are you hanging out with?
Yeah, you're hanging out with the wrong.
Please hang out with the right women.
Right, trying to find someone a little more codependent.
or anything. It's just, but you want to say to the guy, or a woman will say that about guys. You know, she'll be like, well, men don't want women to be happy. They just want them to step and fetch it and do all this bullshit. And you're like, again, you were hanging out with the wrong man. And which made me flip it around and go, why would I ever, if I find myself hanging out with someone that I don't want to be happy, that means that I do not even like them.
It means, you should probably look at different options.
Right. There has to be someone that
Unless your childhood was really that fucked up, and that's how you think you show love is by shitting on people.
Right, because that is complete bullshit. And I mean, you just need... Yeah, you have to hang out with someone you want to be happy. I mean, and I suppose
think the whole point is for the other person to be happy, not in some sort of freaky, super codependent way, but you work together to help each other to enjoy things.
Everybody have a good time in the sack is the way. I mean, I do a joke about how everybody, like 98% of all people on the planet, want the person they're having sex with to have a good time.
Yes.
And even one night stand guys would be like, I'm leaving, but that was fun, right? I'm never calling you, but good times were had because I'm out of here.
I'll send you a text.
Yeah. But no, I mean,
you would be surprised at
the attentiveness.
No, the women who don't
expect.
They have no problem. It's a whole different world out there in the 21st century.
Yeah.
It's not, a lot of people aren't as hung up on that old school style anymore.
I never expected anything. Afterwards, I was just like, as long as we used.
Well, they didn't have cell phones in 1980. You couldn't just text somebody. You had to leave a message on the machine. Hi, it's me. I just wanted to say I know you were kind of drunk, but I had a great time, and see you when I get back.
Yeah, exactly. I don't know if
you have to send a letter.
Exactly.
Thank you, God.
Dear John. No, his name's John.
His name's really John. I promise.
So, okay, I think we've dorked out enough about sex for me to, because the thing is whenever anybody says something weird as like a dorkdom or something that I'm like,
is sex weird as a dorkdom?
Well, it is. It seems super unique as a dorkdom. I was like, how does that make it a dorkdom?
Really? I feel like I know some people who like it's definitely like a hobby or a thing. Like you think about swingers clubs or kinky people or things like
bowl
that.
of keys. Let's do this. Bowl of keys party.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I like the idea of this is my other favorite one: obscure comic book superheroes.
Right? Tyrock, Matter Eater Lad.
What?
Yes.
I've never heard of either of those.
Sunfire,
I think, is that DC?
Yeah, Marvel. He was an X guy. X-Men guy.
He was an X-Men.
But he died hella quick.
Oh, did he? Oh,
sure.
I think he's been back though since I started reading comics.
Hero. He may have come back.
Okay, Dial H for Hero. I love that series.
Yeah, that was a great series. They just brought it back.
They brought it back a couple of times, and then they dialed E for Evil. Did you?
I didn't read the Dial E for Evil ones.
It was a short arc.
Yeah, I have to
so
find
it wasn't bad. But the Dial H for Hero, I think it was like 10 years ago or 8 years ago when they first rebooted that because it was an original series, right?
Yeah, I think it was like
back
50s
in the day.
or 60s series.
Right, like
way back.
like late 60s, early 70s, maybe.
Yeah.
And so what about? So who are your favorite obscure comic book superheroes? Offhand,
Hawk and the Dove.
What is that? Who are they?
They're a 60s offshoot as well. They were part of the Teen Titans for a minute.
Okay. Back in the
brothers.
They're brothers, Hawk and the Dove?
The Hawk and the Dove.
Okay.
One a pacifist.
Okay.
One kind of an angry hothead guy.
Oh, that is awesome.
Right.
And this is DC. Because one's DC. A war hawk and the other's a peace dove.
Right. And so then they would turn into their superheroes. And Hawk, of course, has the super martial powers, can fight everything. And then Dove has crazy, like, passive jujitsu and thinking skills. And he doesn't really throw punches and all this other kind of shit. Yeah.
Oh, my God. I totally want to read that. That is.
I think they rebooted it in the 90s again, too. And then Dove was a chick.
Okay.
But they were still related and still.
Yeah, they were still siblings.
Still sibs.
Sure, nice. And that's a DC title.
That's a DC title.
That's great. You got another one?
Matter Eater Lad.
Yeah, Matter, Matter?
Matter -Eater, EATER, Lad.
Does he eat matter?
Any and all.
All matter.
Any and all matter. Apparently, in the future, in the Legion of Superheroes, another DC deal.
Okay.
His people grew up on a planet where there wasn't much to eat, so they developed very strong jaws and digestive systems.
Okay.
And they could just eat hand grenades, rocks,
anything,
any form of matter. He could just eat it. And
sort of a noun eater.
He saved the entire universe.
He saved the universe?
He saved the entire universe.
Because he can eat any sort of horrible thing that's coming towards...
I can't remember the name of the device. It was some sort of crazy device that was going to explode everything, and so he fucking ate it. Right?
Yeah.
And then the energies involved drove him mad and insane. And so that was it. He's kind of in an asylum now.
Oh, fair enough. But he could eat it.
But he did, in fact, eat it.
Process it.
It was too much. Too much.
There was indigestion.
Really kind of a clever way to get rid of Matter Eater Lad. I mean, he went out a hero.
And why he did go out a hero, and he was a lad. He was a lad.
Well, the Legion of Superheroes, you all had to be teenagers, right?
Oh, okay, because it was
beginning.
Superboy and...
They went back into the past to recruit Superboy because he was the...
okay.
He was like the greatest champion of all.
Did Superboy turn into Superman?
Yes.
Or was Superboy... Okay.
You don't... I see all these comic books in your...
my DC knowledge is not deep.
You're a Marveler, but that's Sandman. Oh, that's Vertigo. Huh?
That's Vertigo. Yeah. That is an offshoot. We got the and those are all Andy's because I've read Sandman, but I read him he handed me essentially 75 comic books.
Did you like the Books of Magic?
I did read the Books of Magic.
What about the Preacher series?
I did not get into the Preacher series. Some people love the Preacher series.
I love the Preacher series, but it's a little...
It's a lot darker.
It's way darker.
And it's
not... It's super American.
Right, because he's not the greatest hero in the world.
No.
It turns out.
He's got a code.
Does he have a code?
Jesse's got a code.
What is his code?
He's Texan.
That's his code?
Pretty much.
Not a lot of people live by a code anymore. Repo Men live by a code. Remember that quote from the movie Repo Man?
I do.
Okay.
My favorite thing of Repo Man is that everything was generically labeled.
Yes.
Food,
yes, it was.
Water, all that. I love that part. Plate of shrimp, $6.99.
Plate of shrimp, $6.99. It was, and I love, not a lot of people live by a code. That was one of my favorite quotes from the movie Repo Man.
He had no code. That's from...
What's that?
That's the Kiefer Sutherland, and when he's in
Stand
with
By
Jack
Me.
Nicholson
No.
and Demi Moore. And
Lost Boys.
No,
It's,
Jack Nicholson wasn't Lost
No
Boys.
Small Affairs. No small.
Killing me.
Demi Moore and Matthew Broderick.
Demi Moore,
Not
Jack
Matthew
Nicholson,
Broderick.
Kevin Bacon,
Wow.
Tom Cruise.
You Can't Handle the Truth?
You Can't Handle the Truth.
That movie.
That
All
movie.
right. Okay.
You Can't Handle the Truth movie, which is what it should have been called.
It should have been called that. It was
overacting for Oscar season.
That was it. It was a lot of everybody well groomed in different military uniforms.
Doing their best shtick.
All right. What you got another one? Matter Eater Boy and
Matter Eater Lad.
Lad, not
Excuse me.
boy. Exactly.
Right, they were all Element Lad, Color Lad.
Did Element Lad control the elements?
He could transmute elements, which is a pretty cool superpower.
That is a pretty cool superpower.
Turn all the water in your body to something, or all the hydrogen in the air to oxygen, or all the blah, blah, blah.
What do you think of this? 2 weeks ago, I talked with Joseph Scrimshaw, and
I'm a fan of his art.
Are you?
I don't know.
Oh, he's a comic. He's another comic.
Oh, I just thought he...
Yeah, nerd comic.
What's a whalebone etcher?
Because of the Scrimshaw?
Yeah.
Yeah, is that the actual...
My cheap attempt at a joke.
Is a Scrimshaw a whalebone etcher?
Well, that's the
tool?
art. When it's finished, it's known as Scrimshaw.
Fun fact. See, now I've learned a thing.
You etched your shit into the whalebone or the tusk or whatever you're
that's
seeing.
called
That's Scrimshaw.
Note to self, I did not know what that word was.
Yeah. Bullet, Scrimshaw. There you also.
Ngaio, 420.
I'll take
Please.
shit only I know for 600.
Exactly. That's perfect. And all right, what are you gonna do? Plug it in and get a little juice it up. This is excellent. Usually I'm the one who stands up so that I can answer the phone that accidentally goes off. You've taken the initiative here, and I like it.
I'm doing my best.
But what I did do was Joseph Scrimshaw defined what Batman's superpower actually was.
Wealth.
He said he was an adult. In the original TV series, he was an actual adult.
What do you mean?
That he would respond to things. Everyone else was crazy and childish and weird.
Huh.
And Batman was an actual adult. And he had Robin. But not in the reboot of the movies. In the reboot of the movies, he's a madman.
Are you talking about the 60s TV show?
The 60s TV show. He was essentially...
Careful, chum.
He was essentially Beaver's dad.
He kind of was.
Yeah.
Kind of was. But really, you could almost see that in some of the comic books too, where everybody's out of control and Batman is like the realist
Yeah.
You know,
And then he
because Superman's the idealist, and then Batman is like the real politic, the pragmatist. Like,
yeah. He's like, well, we're going to do this, but you're not going to like every minute of it.
it's going to be kind of shitty.
It's going to be hard because I am a grown up, and these are things that you have to.
These are things that actually happen in the world. It's not always fair, Clark.
Yes.
Life isn't always fair, Clark.
I can totally see that in a comic book, right?
Right.
Because Clark is like, well, I'm going to make it fair, and you're like,
no, you can't.
you
fix
can't,
it.
Clark.
You just gotta live with it.
I know you can hear. Did you ever read Irredeemable?
No.
Is it a Boom title? Is it an Image title? I forget who did it. But it's a Superman-like character who loses his mind in a Superman-like way and commits genocide.
Heinous acts. I'm
Yeah,
sure.
because the thing is the first panel, he saves an airplane. Like the airplane is going to crash into a stadium. He stops it. He saves the people. He's helping people off. And you can tell that he has super hearing because he hears just one tiny guy in the stadium talking to his girlfriend going, you see he's wearing his underpants on the outside of his thing. And he just looks at the guy, and that's when he snaps. Because if you imagine how many things Superman has had to hear in his life.
That's why I would never want to be a telepath.
Right. Who wants to actually know what people are thinking about them?
One of my favorite questions I ask people is, if you could have one superpower, what would you have?
All right. Do you want me to answer that question?
Please.
All right. What would my superpower be? I think it would be flight.
Right? See, most of the comics.
Or teleport.
Teleportation is mine. I'm like, I need to be somewhere right now.
And I would
can do
love
6
to
shows in a
sleep
day.
I'd love to sleep in my own bed. And I would like to teleport and just be there.
Just be there.
That's
You don't
it.
have to wait for traffic.
Yep.
Just be right at the gig or at the party or wherever you need to be.
That's it. What I like.
Hey, we need you to come down and do this show right away. I'll be there. 35 seconds. Move that table from in front of the couch.
Exactly. Here's a short-lived recurring thing that I used to do on the Dork Forest is the dream sequence.
All right.
The dream sequence is if you could organize all of your life so that you could be really good at something, if you could have a moment that was amazing. My own is the government kidnaps me.
Okay.
I am trained and made to work out to turn into a La Femme Nikita like assassin.
Sure. We love her.
Where I am a super fox.
Both movies.
Right. Super fox.
Also,
and
you've already
deadly.
accomplished that part.
That's it. Boom. Ladies and gentlemen. And Ngaio Bealum turns out flatter. So raconteur, traveling man. And and then I could be a killing machine, but I would only use my powers for good. Now,
as a bit of a nerd, I've actually sworn to only use my powers for good.
Oh, there you go. Which I think is the way to go.
As a younger person, I decided
that you would only use your powers for good.
It's kind of a challenge because, it is possible to use your powers for
at least irritation and.
Let's go back to codes for a minute. I'm kind of getting into that. While I do pledge to use my powers for good, I'm really my alignment will really be more like neutral good.
Okay,
because I'm not super judgy.
Right. And things can wash over you.
And things, listen, humans are humans, man. You can't sit around judging them all the time. We never get any shit done. Sometimes you just have to do shit. It's exhausting.
It's exhausting.
Really, Jesus wasn't that loving. He was just tired. He's like, fuck.
It'll be fine.
I can't keep judging you dudes.
Right. Let me just draw in the sand here and go.
Talking about codes, I have a friend who's a super gigantic Star Trek nerd.
Okay.
And he actually, one time we were talking about something, he was like, I try to comport myself as if I went to the academy. I was like, right?
Very
dude,
nice.
Live up to your academy ideals.
Yeah.
And so I just think that's kind of, there's probably some nerds who have like a sort of Batman type code or did some sort of thing. It's one of those things. It's one of your rites of passage into nerd adulthood.
Right. And how do you manifest that nerd code? How do you use your powers for good?
I try not to take advantage of people through my charm or quick wits.
Exactly.
Right? I could be a con man or sell insurance or loot your fucking pension fund. I'm pretty sure I could.
Right.
Help people in need.
Right. When you see a need, you like to be of service.
If you need something, you need help carrying something or something like that.
Right.
Stick up for the little guy.
Yeah, little underdog.
Little underdog.
That's it.
If someone's not being cool, don't be afraid to be like, hey, man, cool out.
Right. You see something, say something. It turns out the TSA has one good slogan.
The challenge sometimes, though, is knowing what to say.
That is true.
Right?
What do you,
It's a superpower.
How do you pick?
I make a joke.
Usually just
generally.
Try to...
Just diffuse it. Hey, come on, you guys. It's Friday night. Let's just all drink and not fight. How about that? Is that possible? Here's the thing.
That's a good go-to.
I get just as much of an adrenaline rush from breaking up a fight as I do from being in a fight. And I feel better about it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because you get the same rush. You jumped in the middle like, oh, everybody fucking cool out.
Right.
Right?
Yeah,
And then
yeah.
Right? Where you're like, hey, I helped to.
Yeah.
Right? As opposed to like, fuck you. And you're all jumping into the same drugs are in your system, right? All your adrenaline and all that shit's still coursing through, but it's a whole different mindset. Context is so important.
That is interesting because it's.
Right? Yeah. A lot of people jump into things to help out because they fucking,
it's fun.
It puts drugs in your system.
Yeah, it's, I'm a bit of a helper magoo is what I think of myself as. Sometimes I help people. They didn't ask for it.
That's the thing.
That is very hard.
That is
very
the thing.
hard to be of service when nobody fucking asked for your opinion. Nobody asked for my opinion.
My daughter told my son once when they were both little, she was like, you can help by watching.
Ooh, that is a good one. That is a very good one.
Yeah, I want to help. You can help by watching.
You can help by watching.
You're
that
helping.
Is very
you're helping
supportive.
everybody.
That is, Andy Ashcraft, my fella. His dad told him when he was 11. He said, "This is parallel thinking, but not the same." But his dad said to him, "Son, before you say anything, take a look around the room and think to yourself, does anyone give a shit?" And he said it really changed his life when he was 11 years old.
That's a good...
It's a huge thing to tell a 10 or 11-year-old.
They can handle it. They're old enough to figure it out.
They got double digits.
Listen,
it's all right.
300 years ago, if you were 15, you had already been apprenticed to somebody and you were practically in college and you were looking at a wife.
And you were done. You were done.
You were looking at a wife. You're going to be dead in another 15, 20 years anyway.
Exactly.
So you better try to get it in. Right?
Get it together.
So 13 and 14-year-olds and 12-year-olds, they can handle a lot more than I think we give them credit for sometimes. I mean, it's nice that they don't have to in America.
Yeah.
For the most part.
For the most part.
Depending on your stratus or whatever. But
where you're sitting.
What you're driving.
It's true. So are you when you say sci-fi books, let's talk about that.
Yeah.
What do you
sci-fi, fantasy, all that nerd shit.
All that nerd shit? Do you read the Star Trek books? You read the Star Wars books?
No.
No. Do you know? Because you're a 46-year-old man.
I have a friend who's 40-something, and he loves the Star Trek. He's read all the Star Trek books. And
Is that your buddy who lives
or all the Star Wars books, rather.
Star Wars.
My homie who's from the Academy, he's probably read most of them. He goes to all the conventions and shit. I guess they call sci-fi speculative fiction now.
Oh, you enjoy... So you like more sciencey stuff or more fantasy stuff?
Both.
Yeah,
I like a good story.
Yeah, me too. What are a couple of favorites? And what do you like? What are you reading now? Anything?
Neil Stephenson is one of my favorite writers.
Is that Zodiac guy? He wrote.
I think he wrote
Snow
Zodiac.
Crash?
Snow Crash.
That's it.
Snow Crash. Cryptonomicon. That's a great book. And the super crazy long, the Quicksilver trilogy or whatever, System of the World.
Oh yeah.
It's amazing. It's long. Oh, it's
super long.
1,000 million pages.
Right.
So many. So they
many
broke it up into
pages.
3 smaller books.
It's the first book of his I read was Zodiac.
I never read Zodiac. I hear it's just okay.
Well, first of all, blessedly short, my friend.
Oh, well, there you go.
And you got
one of his first books.
And it's funny.
Oh, okay.
He calls it an eco thriller.
Right.
Yeah,
right.
And it's about essentially a giant trash dump in Boston Harbor. Okay. So and an inflatable boat called a Zodiac. So and they have a van and they get stoned and things are working out.
I like it.
And they use their powers for good, man. And
exactly.
And then
man.
And then I read Snow Crash, but those are the only 2 I've read of his.
Snow Crash is great. That book is so prescient.
Yeah.
So prescient. Even more than William Gibson kind of was. The Neuromancer guy, Mona Lisa Overdrive.
That's it.
Count Zero, Interrupt.
Mona Lisa Overdrive has been staring at me for about a month and a half. I have a shelf.
I find that I don't know him personally, and
right.
Whatever. This is just a critique. Feel free to critique my act as well with a kind yet stern eye. I have no problem accepting criticisms. I find like I really enjoy his visions of the future.
Okay.
And his concepts of the future. A lot of times I feel like his stories are kind of, they don't move like I would like them to move, and the writing is not as crisp as I would like sometimes.
So the character work or the overarching storyline?
Johnny Mnemonic. That's a William Gibson story.
Okay.
And it was a pretty good William Gibson story. And the laser whip or whatever, the micron thin thing that slices people in half and all that crazy shit, all super plausible. I don't know. They're all just kind of the stories could be a little. I mean, it's like as much as like Neil Gaiman. Like you can basically break it down like this: some dude finds a portal to a fantasy world that's right next to ours, and they mix, and then that's his whole story. Like every time, like
Neil
Tim
Gaiman?
Hunter.
Yeah.
American Gods.
Good Omens.
Good Omens. Same thing.
I love Good Omens.
I did not say that they weren't great books.
No, yeah.
Right?
But
All good books.
Good Omens doesn't have a parallel universe. It supposedly takes place in this universe, right? With the serpent and the angel. Good Omens.
I may have to reread it. That's the one with Terry Pratchett?
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure I read that book. Maybe Terry Pratchett smoothed him out of his concept.
Right. And, and I think that Neil Gaiman smoothed out Terry Pratchett's love of a pun.
Oh, I do love a good pun. Terry Pratchett, Robert Lynn Aspirin, who's your boy, Piers Anthony, although he's not my favorite guy, but I'm still a fan of good puns. Spider Robinson, great puns in his science fiction. Spider.
That's a great name.
Callahan's Crosstime Saloon. Those are some old 70s short stories right there.
All right.
Some of them still hold up. They're short stories too, so if you don't like it, you just pick another one. But
oh, there you go. Fair enough. What about have you read, like, there's some really dense sciencey science fiction stuff that Andy likes that I've read 2 of now. Ian Banks. How about that guy?
Banks. I don't know if I know that one.
And Ian Banks wrote Player of Games.
Somebody handed me that. Is that the one where there's the like 2 or 3 alien races?
It's a distant future where the culture is sort of the empire, right?
Okay.
And then it has a million worlds, and there's no starvation, there's no problems, so everybody all they have is gossip and drama. And
humans. All they have is being human.
All they have is, and the robots are all sentient. And the puns entirely, by the way, there is a whole section of puns because all the ships are alive. And the ships all have names that reflect their personalities, which are very, very funny and very silly. So almost Hitchhiker's.
What sort of personality would a ship have? Are they kind of giant and stately?
Sometimes they're sad. Sometimes they're war boats. Sometimes they're party boats. The last one I just read, I think, was called Accession. Right. Excession.
Ian Banks. I will check him out.
They're what I like about them is that they're science. They're pretty sciencey, so they can be a little dense.
Sure.
And so they're what I like to call smart books. And then
that's one of the things I like about Neil Stephenson is he can take the hard science and break it down for everybody. And he also does a really good job of describing nerd culture and nerd thought patterns.
Then I think you would like Ian Banks because the other good thing he does is each of the characters, they're in this weird foreign world, but they're so human.
Yes.
Even the ships their motivations are so very day to day, and you're like, okay, that ship has the most power in the world.
Maybe that ship just needs to get laid.
Exactly. Exactly.
You'll feel a little better. It'll release some ship endorphins. Some ship oxytocin.
Oxytocin? What is oxytocin?
That's the cuddle drug.
Oh, is that a cuddle drug?
After you've had the sex,
yeah,
you have the orgasm, your body, especially in the female, it releases the oxytocin, which
I like the amount of research that you put into this.
I'm a nerd, dude. Of course you read up on it. Exactly. My research shows me that this move is 85% effective in this particular situation.
Success!
Right? Challenge achieved.
Achievement unlocked. This man, there's a badge.
Titties unlocked.
Good Lord. I'm tempted to stay with science fiction books. I should get a little
cursor on my glasses for shit like that.
Oh, there you go.
Like a heads-up display.
What would you like? What would you like it to say?
Titties unlocked.
There's part of me that wants to go to Greek and Norse mythology, and there's part of me that wants to talk about weed. Which one do you want to talk about?
Whichever one. I like both of those things. Sometimes I get stoned and reread old Greek and Norse mythology. It's good
do you
stories.
have your weed card?
Of course I have my weed card.
Is it legal in Sacramento to have a weed card? Is it the whole
state of California?
It's the whole California?
Legal
in the state of California, there's medical marijuana.
Medical marijuana.
Okay,
right.
So
and there's medical marijuana in Oregon too. And Oregon Oregon doesn't recognize your card. Michigan will recognize a card from any state. Vermont will recognize a card from any state. Arizona recognizes a card from any state. I think Vegas does as well.
Just the city, though. It's a city ordinance.
Maybe the entire state of Nevada. It depends because Nevada caps are Nevada caps, so you just got to be careful because it's still Nevada.
Okay. And then you go in.
Yeah.
Now, Ron Funches does not enjoy edibles. Do you enjoy edibles?
I'm not the biggest edibler as well because I'm self-employed.
Yeah.
And pot food wrecks my productivity.
Well, he said, because you never know what you're going to get.
It's an adventure.
Right.
You can end up over medicated. I do like Bang bars because they're very consistent in their dosage, and you can break them into 4 little pieces. And if I eat one piece of the Bang bar, it's the equivalent of me like smoking half a joint or whatever.
Okay, so you know how to dose it.
I know what I'm getting.
Okay.
So I'm not mad at that. But yeah, I've been caught by surprise a couple times.
Okay.
It's just not, maybe you had shit to do that day.
Right. And it's a candy bar, so you're like, well, I'm going to eat the entire candy bar. And that's
by accident, right? You're like, I'm just going to eat half of this thing. Oh, this thing is really tasty.
Yeah, it's tasty and it's stoner-rific. And then you're
that's one of those
toast.
things. Back in the day, your pot food would taste like pot, right? Because nobody made your fancy infused oils or your butter. They just dump a bunch of pot in the brownies, and so you're like,
Twigs,
right? So you
berries.
You just choke it down because you know you're going to get stoned, but you're not going to eat the whole damn plate. And and now, fancy sea salt caramel dark chocolate truffle with goat cheese extract or whatever. It's 150 milligrams of marijuana in it, or THC, which is like a quadruple dose. And it's, as big as a little small chocolate. You're like, pop. Oh man, that was good. And then 2 hours later, you're like, oh, fuck.
I guess I'm done for a couple of hours.
For the day. For a couple of hours.
Yeah.
Done for the day. And I have some friends who can just eat.
They can do edibles and they're fine.
They're fine. They can eat it all up.
Right.
I'm just not me. I'm not 22.
Right. Well, that also.
But I will smoke you under the table. Don't get it twisted. I will smoke all the weed you have and then go get some more.
And do you get like the bud or do you get the vapor stuff or the
you turn the bud
thing?
into vapors or you can buy that. I like bud. I like flowers. I'm
old school.
Not just old school. I'm a bit of a nerd about it. It's kind of like wine. I have some friends who are hash nerds, but I'm really like a weed nerd. I like to go to the garden and smell the thing and talk about the genetics. Oh, this is a cross of OG and White Widow, and it's like this, and this is the train wreck genetics came from here, and this guy crossed it with that, and there's micro grows.
You
go up
into
to
the science of it, right?
Oh, dude, it's crazy. There's genetics and things, and you can go to Strain Hunter on YouTube.
Okay.
There's a thing called Strain Hunter, and it's these cats from Cincy Seeds, and they just go around the world looking for crazy old school marijuana strains. Like we're deep in Africa looking for the Malawi gold and the Durban poison and all that shit. I'm just like nerded up. Like, yeah, go get it. Fine, bring that shit back. It belongs in a museum.
And you're like, but they're looking for like heirloom seeds.
Pretty much heirloom seeds. It's kind of the same thing. Yeah.
So you're like, these are the greatest tomatoes ever made that are no longer available at the grocery store. This is the greatest pot marijuana that's ever grown.
My boy grew this personally. This is his own head stash. He doesn't sell it to anybody. It's called Purple Retard.
Yeah.
Don't make fun of him, blah, blah, blah.
Right.
Like, that's the whole kind of, I love that shit I love plants. I love that part about that so much. And hash is cool and all the other things are cool, but really, I like weed.
You like weed. You like marijuana.
Weed. I like the feel of it. I like the smell of it. I like the stickiness. I just love pot.
And then you roll a joint.
I like joints.
You like joints. So it's not a bong. It's not a pipe.
Oh,
you'll do whatever you want. But
smoking weed is smoking weed. Friction is friction.
Yeah.
But
your go-to, but on an ideal world.
If I had my druthers.
Yes.
You drew. Yes, I drew.
Yes.
I drew a large draw on the way here. I'd rather smoke a joint.
Yeah, fair enough.
Right. If you drop it, it doesn't break. Right. You can eat it if some shit goes sideways. You can't eat your pipe, and they'll get you on paraphernalia.
Fair enough.
Not here, but other states.
Right. What about your favorite strands? What are the strand of weed that you like, and what does it do for you?
Oh.
Depending on where you're at.
It's I like the flavors. So
do they infuse them with like lemon or something? What do you mean?
It's the terpenes. Right? Terpenes are the part of the plant that give it the smell. Have you ever smelled a bunch of different weeds? I can go to the car.
No, I'm good. It's all right.
Because we can have a smelling.
Smell off. I'll come with you to the car. It'll be great.
Well, we can't bring any weed in the house.
You can bring weed into the house.
There's already weed in your house, Jackie. I'm here.
You think, right.
I wore a jacket.
You walk into the building. There's weed here. It's happening.
A gift and a curse. The good news is I probably have some weed on me. The bad news is I probably have some weed on me. So we might not be able to walk just into the police station or whatever.
It's all good. But what is your?
I can't be starting fights.
What's your favorite thing, though? Like,
oh man, I like the African strains a lot. I like Durban Poison is one of my favorite strains of all time. It's it's a speedy kind of strain, right? So there's two different main genuses or branches that people smoke on the cannabis, right? So there's the indica style, which is generally a shorter, thicker bud, and it grows kind of fast.
Yep.
And those effects tend to be more like mellow, couch lock, right? Chilling.
Couch lock.
Couch lock. That's what they call it. Just kind of locked.
All right.
You're just locked on the couch, dude.
You're going to call it.
Turn that Netflix on, right? It's super cool. Whip out your Xbox, call for some food.
Yep.
And then there's the sativas. And so some examples of your indicas would be like Romulan, Granddaddy Purple.
Sure. But they get you high quick? Or the other one
they get you high. It depends on your person who gets high, how fast. Depends on the plant too.
Yeah.
But the type of high.
Yeah.
Right. So it's more like a mellow.
Okay.
Right. But then when you smoke the sativas, like the train wrecks or the Durban Poisons or some of those other ones, it's more like a buzzy. Like, hey, let's fucking wash the dishes, or
okay.
I'm gonna go run my errands.
Okay. right.
I'm gonna go run some errands. I'll be right back. I'm gonna work on this project. I'm gonna write this song. Right quick, which is a whole different sort of burst. Some people get racing thoughts, and that's sometimes the paranoia can come in from that too. If you smoke too much of that shit and you're not used to your brain, like, woo, you're like, why do I feel so weird?
Yeah.
And if that happens, just eat something and sit down. You'll
like have
drink a glass of water, have a sandwich. You'll probably be all right.
Okay.
It's just pot, dude. You're not going to die.
Right. Well, Funchy was talking about this kind that he likes this one kind of pot that you're high and then you're not high in like 15 minutes.
Oh yeah, that happens sometimes. I can't say that that's my kind of pot. I get it, but that also can be a function of dosage too. Like I have a friend, his nickname is 2 hits.
Yeah.
Right, because he takes 2 hits and then he's good.
Yeah.
Right, but his whole nickname should be 2 hits every hour and a half or so, right? Because he
does have to sustain.
He keeps it smoothed out, right?
Sure.
Me, I'll smoke that whole joint and I'll be high as fuck for like an hour, and then I'm just kind of good for a minute, and then so like an hour and a half, I'll be like, hey, let's smoke some more weed. I'm like, dude, I'm still kind of good.
Yeah.
Right? I smoked the rest of that joint. You only had 2 hits, and I smoked the rest, so you go off and do your thing. For
right, so he could do 2. He gets to the point where he's like, I'm good for...
Titrate your dose,
It'll
man.
be fine.
Right?
Okay.
Get to your level. That's part of being an adult. Know your dosages. Know your limits. Know what keeps you at your optimal.
Moderation in all things, including
moderation.
That's
one of my favorite quotes of all time.
And
don't thump a free melon.
Oh.
Trust in Allah, but tie your camel.
Oh, right. Trust in Allah, but tie your camel up. That's a good one. I like that one.
And if you teach a man to fish, you've ruined your customer base.
Yeah. Give a man a fish. That man knows where to go for fish. You teach a man to fish, you've just destroyed your market base. Elliot. That's a classic too, huh?
I do that to people all the time. I reminded Tom Rhodes of a joke one time. He was on stage and something was happening. I was like, do the gay pride parade joke. He's like, what? I don't even remember it. So I went up. He's like, come up and do it. And so
that's awesome.
Did the joke. It was hilarious.
I was just working with Brian Regan.
Oh, yeah.
And he does the hour he wants to do.
Right.
And then he comes out and does like 5 to 15 of
requests.
Jokes. Yeah, it takes requests from people. And he said the only thing that disappoints him is that people they know they only have a couple of words to describe. They can't go
do the one where you did the thing
where the guy comes in the party and then the guy, you know how uncomfortable you were at that one thing. He's like, he wishes they could do it. He wishes they could get there, but it's just not enough. There's not
I'm
enough
sure
time.
you've been at it long enough too. People remind me of jokes sometimes. I was just doing a weed festival a couple months ago, and somebody was like, "Do the one about the White Widow." I was like, oh yeah, I can do that joke.
Right,
I should put that. I don't know what happened to that joke.
Whatever happened to that joke?
Why'd that joke disappear from the act? That's a good
it wasn't
joke.
like it was dated.
No, it's still a good joke. I don't know. I just stopped doing it.
Well, eventually you get tired of doing the joke, and then you move on to new jokes, and then But don't lose the old jokes.
Respect the writers. What Tom Sawyer will tell you.
Tom Sawyer.
Tom Sawyer. Respect the writer. You may get tired of that joke, but sometimes it's still a good joke.
It is a good joke.
Bring it
back.
You'll
be at Punchline Sacramento, and then you're doing like Reno and Carson City
at the
and
end
all
of the month.
Well, I'll have to have you back on to talk about Greek and
in Seattle.
Oh, in
Are
Seattle?
we done? We didn't even get to the Greek and Norse mythology.
I'll have you back on.
Thursday. Happy Thursday, everybody.
Thursday, because that's how it was named. Yay! Did you see all the movies? Did you see Dark World and?
Of course. Comic books
see.
and Norse gods. Come on, get out of town.
Get out of town.
Come on.
It has to be done.
Please. I even went and saw The Rock as Hercules.
Oh, did you?
And it wasn't too bad.
All right.
You know, two joints.
Well,
you do a lot of things.
Right.
He's got good stage presence. He's humorous.
He is humorous. The Rock makes almost all movies better.
The Rock made me almost start watching wrestling again back in the day because he was so good at it.
He is a charismatic, charming, funny dude.
Charismatic.
What about that guy that...
It doesn't even matter what your name is. I'm sorry, go ahead.
And what about Drax, in Guardians? That guy's a wrestler too, isn't he?
Yes.
Guardians of the Galaxy?
He's no Dwayne Johnson.
He is but he could be, I think, because he has really good timing.
He does have good timing.
Because I think that's the thing about wrestlers that you forget is that they're kind of comics who work out a lot.
It's really opera for poor people.
It is at that. Let's go sit in the cheap seats. And
there's crazy drama. There's outlandish costumes. There's betrayal. There's brother against brother. There's freakishly developed women. It's pretty much opera. It's opera for poor people.
I've
always thought about it like that way.
I think you are correct.
Right? Cats come flying in from the rafters. There's crazy sets.
Right. Ngaio Bealum,
Jackie Cation.
You've been on the Dork Forest, and I have this has been lovely.
I had a great time. Can't wait to come back. Thank you very much.
I learned things, including the word scrimshaw.
Scrimshaw.
Scrimshaw. Thank you very much for listening, Rangers. Take care of each other out there. Okay, bye.
My hat, my hat, my hat. They're dancing around my hat. My hat, my hat, my hat. Well, what do you think of that? If it looks like a Mexican hat dance and it sounds like a Mexican hat dance, it's most likely a Mexican hat dance. So take off your hat and let's dance.
Yay! Oh my God. Why don't we just call that as the end of the show?